Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Atelier Ryza, Other M. I'm the Mysterious JG.
And I'm Lethal Feline, currently looking for Waldo in Other M.
The problem I have now is I put together a notepad file with some names, but I got kind of lax about striking out the ones that I've already used. So I'm pretty sure Other M I hadn't used. Like everything else I'm looking at's like, I think we used that one. We might eventually just have to stop this gimmick, but I'm not giving up without a fight. Speaking of fights, we were fighting to impart some news before we got rolling here.
Oh yeah, apparently for the last couple of weeks, or at least this anime season, there's an official Atelier Ryza anime. And it's, as far as I can tell, it's the exact story that we have here. But it really has higher production values than I really would expect from this kind of game.
Really?
And also, the Ryza is a great character in that one. And I found myself doing the voice for the robot.
Yeah, it was, I can't remember if it was Ald or Zerfall who... No, it was somebody in the comments, I think, wanted to make us aware. It's that it's out there, and I had a... What is it? Sticky Rice? What's the name of that website?
Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll, yeah, that was a Japanese food name. Anyway, yeah, like, I had a subscription a while ago. I was watching Dragon Ball Super or whatever, and I just kind of like, I really like not watching anything else on this. And I wasn't really enjoying Dragon Ball Super that much, so I let it go. What broke it for me was that they have G Gundam, but they only have the subtitled version.
I mean, that's the best version. I don't see the problem.
Have you watched G Gundam?
I've watched some Gundam.
Okay.
I'm not a Gundam freak like some people, looks at all.
It's cool, and Ald and I, G Gundam's the only Gundam series I like at all. But the thing, G Gundam is a peculiarity. I understand the arguments people make about subs being superior to dubs, and I generally don't care, because I'm like, no, I don't want to read, I want to listen to a story. I don't speak Japanese. But all arguments fall apart with G Gundam, because the G Gundam dub is just fucking incredible. It's everything that's great and everything that's terrible about dub anime in this perfect package. But anyway, yeah, it's there, and I'm thinking about checking it out, because like you said, this is a story that lends itself really well to the fights that we do. Even the intermittent boss battles seem like a distraction from the main game, which is adorable story scenes and magical, cookery, which is anime down to a T. I can't picture like the Ryza and the Blue Dragon both powering up for like 10 minutes and cutting to other characters wondering what will happen when they finally start fighting Dragon Ball style. That doesn't feel like what it would be about.
I mean, there's only been 2 episodes that I've seen, so it could be exactly like that when we get to that portion. All I know is Lent got his ass whooped by a pony, even though he had his big, giant Buster Sword.
Spoilers, man. I'm always positive I'll check it out eventually. I might wait for the whole thing to be up so that I can just kind of watch it in big run. But
just be ready for a more realistic learning curve, I guess.
Yeah, that would make sense. Anyway, speaking of the game and the learning curve, so we've had a longer gap than usual since our last recording session, and I know that, what the folks out there should expect from like a sort of a professional Let's Player, or even not a professional, just somebody who cares about putting out good content and really respects the time of the audience. You would expect that I would have gone back to refresh my memory of what we were doing last time, but you would only expect that if you had severe misconceptions about me as a Let's Player.
I was going to say, unless you don't know Mysterious JG
Exactly.
after all this time.
No, if Lethal was running the show, I'm sure we would have everything on lock. I remember that we were hopping through areas looking for new areas we couldn't get to before, and honestly, we were finding like boss fights with reskinned enemies that weren't that challenging. Generally, the treasures weren't that exciting. I think we were doing Lyse Valley.
I was going to say, except with the exception of some bitches that live on their incredible thrones, and they just absolutely humbled our party.
Yeah, we got this game's version of like Omega Weapon popped up, and it's like element-themed chicks on big floating thrones, but I don't know if we can do anything about them anyway. So I guess I'm going to punt to you. Do you want to spend a video or so poking around these areas looking for, well, Pinor Holy Tower won't have anything because there's no water and gaps like that. We could hit Lysae Valley real quick and check, or we could just jump back to the story because it's been a minute.
I was going to say, I'm going to challenge our good friend, Grimmeth Jack Reaper, and let's get on with it.
All right,
The main story.
Let's get to the story here. Actually, the best way to do that is probably to... So we got to use the old Pinor key to create the Pinor key. It was an alchemy thing.
We got to get an updated version.
And what stopped us the last time we were really following the story, and I'm recalling now, we were short some alchemy ingredients to do this, and in the interim, we've got everything we need for that. So let's go. We need an old Pinor key. Apparently we had 2 of them.
Yeah, and if you're wondering how our boy JG got to this, we had all the recipes. We just needed to go through and make some gelatinous cubes or something to get here. Something like that.
Which is very dangerous because without magical elemental damage, you just get consumed by the cube. Your melee doesn't do anything. Ald could tell you all about it. But yeah, it was like, there's like 4 levels of recipes that you just needed to go through and research and make, and eventually we got here. And now we're here. Start the synthesis.
I do like how they animate the synthesis in the Animu. It's literally bubbles just come out of the cauldron, and then one bubble has the thing in it. Like, this just lands in the Ryza's hands, and there's some kind of Pinor key. Just like, there you go. You threw everything in, and you envisioned it, so here it is, in a bubble.
I've watched so much more... In the grand scheme of things, I've seen a lot more 80s and 90s anime than any of the current stuff. So when you have a sequence where she makes stuff and a bubble comes out, is it like Voltron transformation, Sailor Senshi transformation, or is it like, no, they're not just recycling the same thing and popping in a different bubble at the end. They're actually like making a new sequence in the same...
It's a new sequence every time.
Yeah.
It's literally her just stirring it with her cauldron stick, or...
Her cauldron stick.
In the early part of this game, I forgot about it, but she had a stick connected to another stick. She has that in the anime.
That's a technical term, folks. Your cauldron stick. But there we are. All right. I'm not trying to delay this, but I think there's a certain charm to seeing Sailor Moon. Well, no, Sailor Moon got different ones every season, but like fucking Sailor Mercury, we're like 5 seasons in, she's doing the exact same spin around transformation. I think that's charming, but it's also pretty fucking cheap.
I mean, I'm sure Amy would appreciate the efficiency of you reusing that, right?
I did it. I really think I managed to improve the key. I mean, not old.
And that's...
I hate these old people. I know it's not their fault, but they just make me all skeevy. Oh, hey there, Empel. I mean, time to head back to Trade.
And he's like, what, 22 or something?
I'm old as fuck. I know.
Time to head back to Trade Hill and give this another shot.
And of course, we're now hitting on another reason I'll check it out, but I'm not rushing to see the Atelier Ryza anime because I know they're not going to get the voice right. They're just not going to do the voice justice the way Lethal Feline does.
Well, yeah, it is also Japanese, so...
I'm sure they could be like, like...
Watashi wa Ryza.
She probably said,
Oriwa Ryza. Shorin ga Tarin Danause.
I don't even remember what that means. It's just that it's from Samurai Showdown. It's something incredibly stilted, and I don't remember. Oh my god, I do remember what that means. That means, like, this is heaven's punishment for your crime. It's something that, like, the crazy Kabuki dude used to say. I had to look it up because he's, like, all stagey as he says it.
Torin ga Tarin Danause.
Alright, they told us where to go, and I promptly forgot. Trapel.
Yeah, we're going to trape up there to where Boss and the rest of the Maritz household lives.
I will say, I think they did, we joke about characterization, they did a fairly organic job of turning Boss from just an a-hole into someone that we're kind of on board with. Okay, so this should be the spot. The G spot. Sorry, I've been reading some naughty books on the side.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Boy, we never would have found it if it wasn't for you. Column between Tao and Empel.
Indeed, looks at that pillar. We're lucky to have you with us, Pillar. I mean, Tao.
I'm one of the 4 pillars of AEW. Oh well, I just noticed that like half the books in our library have to do with maintenance. One of them had to do with architecture, so I had set aside to help me learn technical terminology. Wait, architecture and maintenance are pretty distantly related. I guess you could design a building with the ability to maintain it in mind.
Well, when he says that, I think about like bridges and whatnot, specifically like suspension bridges, and you have to like look at the cable tension and whatnot. Maybe they have similar things for these tombstones out
I
here.
haven't seen cable bridges yet. You don't want like a Temple of Doom situation. So when you mentioned an entrance to the island, it got me thinking, and sure enough, I found this diagram. Remember when...
Tao.
Sorry. Go ahead, please.
You know, Tao, JG has something to tell us. What did you have for us, JG?
I'm even more disassociated mentally than usual. I was just thinking, remember when Temple of Doom was the bad Indiana Jones movie? That was a long time ago. Anyway, please, go ahead.
You know, Tao, your family might have been tasked with the maintenance of this island. Man, they really dropped the fucking ball.
You mean Tao's ancestors might have been alchemists too? Then how did he turn out to be this annoying little rube? Oh, I doubt that. We don't have any books about alchemy. That's the Ryza's specialty, not mine.
That's right, not steal my thunder.
Yeah, we deal with, like, practical, science-based knowledge, not a bunch of, like, dangerous, demonic quackery. And then she smiles.
Okay, well, here goes nothing. I'm gonna put this thing in here. All I could do is, like, summon unbelievable evil power. It's the worst that could happen, so. I'm sad, by the way. I want to give this thing up. Run away, Tombstone's moving. Temple of Doom all over again. We've unleashed the high fiends of evil. Diablo is descended on our world. What?
There it is, the entrance to the hidden interior of Kurken Island. Now we'll get to see the true form of our homeland.
And this is when it turns into a giant robot.
They live on Neo Japan. Sorry.
That's right.
A reference to the only good Gundam series. Send your hate comments to Lethal Feline. He will process them. All right.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and collate those for JG. You know, since this is a Japanese video game, it very easily could turn into a battle.
Oh, very easily. I'm
not saying I know.
Well, I'm waiting to find out this is secretly set in the ancient past or far future of a previous game by the same studio that had heretofore no connection.
I mean, there are other Atelier games.
There are.
Atelier Marie, I think, is getting a remake. Something like that.
And they're trying to appeal more to the West. They're developing a game called like Atelier Florence. I think they're a little dated in their Western names, like, you know, Atelier Dolores, but they'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
This place seems pretty fucking cool, actually. Doesn't look like it's going to be
down here.
It doesn't look like it'll be that easy to navigate. No, yeah, this does have a feel of what's the name of the game where you're going into the abyss?
Made in Abyss.
Yeah, I know, it's close. Wow, this is so amazing. This is all man-made. Everything on the island. No girls were allowed to be involved with this. I don't believe it. This is beyond anyone's I've ever seen. And humans really built all this?
I know it's difficult to believe, but this is the power of the Clint Kingdom alchemy.
This is why it is so useful as an evacuation area, even though it may have been built for another reason. Also, I want to commend JG. He has a lengthy anecdote about ruins that he's suppressing right now.
Well, that's good.
Sorry. Go ahead. You were going to interject.
Oh, I was gonna say, the way she said that, she's saying it like it's a big ass bomb shelter. Which, you know, all things considered, it would be a great bomb shelter.
You know, it makes sense as a bomb shelter if it was built for another purpose and then used for that. If they built this to be a bomb shelter, I think they might have spent a little too much time on the finery when maybe they could have had it, ready to go a little earlier if they hadn't made it so ornate.
When you get those grants, you use that money, JG. That's how it works.
I guess so. I mean, I thought all you needed was like a radio and maybe a bunch of cans of the supplements that Alex Jones sells, and you're good to go.
You may need more.
You might need more. I don't know what that other reason might have been, but I bet it wasn't anything good.
So this is the true nature of Kurken Island. The place that we spend our entire lives has an entire hidden city underneath. We're basically living in like some mossy growth on top of the proper city. Oh, this place is totally more badass. We should live down here.
Yeah, let's claim the best spots before we tell anyone else about it. It looks like there's more to see down here. Let's keep going.
Oh no, we were planning to stop here, Tao. Idiot.
This place
is remarkable. Must have been built using an especially advanced alchemy, like Alchemy 3.0.
It was built using alchemy, like everything else in this world. Goldenite.
Also, that blue flame riverstone just always makes me think of those red, white, and blue popsicles.
Yes, it does.
Rocket pops.
No, I have the exact same response. The Goldenite, so I heard that that's one of those classics I've never played. I always hear about how important that game was, and I've never actually checked it out for myself. Goldenite.
Are we sure it's not Golden Axe?
No. They did a remake of it where they had Daniel Craig do the voice. It was the Daniel Craig James Bond instead of the, I guess Roger Moore was the original Golden Knight. Travel bottle star. I'm sure we'll get
now we can go to the sun. Good.
I'm sure we'll, I decided to go see that those were things I could check and then not check them. That was my plan all along. What do we actually want to, damn it. We want to go,
the Kurken bunker.
I guess this is the right way? Yeah.
Question. My God, it's the holy soccer ball.
It's that thing from Lightning Returns.
The dodecahedron of fate.
Yeah, like I say that like no other game has ever featured a dodecahedron. Lightning Returns, the first ever appearance of a fantasy object of that type. Hey.
20 sides.
I recognize this place. This room is labeled with the words core, important, and control. I wonder if it could have something to do with the peripheries of things that aren't important and are not controlled. Does that get zapped by a force field or something? No?
You probably shouldn't fondle that, Tao.
Oh, well, I mean, the camera's pointing right at, the Ryza, so that's what I thought you meant for a brief moment.
No.
Tao seems a lot happier about all this than I would have expected. I thought he was terrified of everything.
Oh, don't be too hard on him. All this time he's been living in his books. He's spent living in his books are paying off. Of course he's excited.
You know what? I wasn't being hard on him. I've known him for years. I'm happy for him. Fuck off, weird stranger who's like 1,000 years old or 22, which makes no practical difference to me. Sorry. I'm interjecting rivalries between characters who really don't have any relationship. They're all like floating on the periphery of Rizzo's world. Like, we've never seen Claudia and what she thinks of, what's-her-face, the elf chick. But what kind of room is this? It's filled with all kinds of complex devices. Could it be some kind of complex device room?
I'm not sure. If Tao is right, which I suppose is possible, it could be the control center for the entire island, which, what could that even mean? What do you think, Tao?
Hey, Tao's my friend. What do you think, Tao? Aww. Oh my god, it's the salmoning symbol from 800 previous Japanese games. Okay. Yeah. This is more than just some ceremonial decoration, and, okay, I think I recognize this.
I like how no one is fucking impressed with a literal, like, glowing diagram.
Unspeakable technology has appeared, and everyone's like, wow, Tao's acting really into this.
I know, Ryza is especially just fucking unimpressed.
Jeez, he's in his own little world right now. Tao, hello. I mean, it's just like a hologram. Come the fuck on. Tao, you're not paying attention to me right now. I'm the main character, goddammit. He's still not paying attention.
So if it isn't just for decoration, there must be some other device that is for decoration. Wait, is this ... question mark? I knew it! Ellipses exclamation mark. This is some kind of manual to get the island going. Unfortunately, it's translated from Chinese, so it says tootle lever vigorously for desired dream result. Slide button into yes position.
Tao, hold on. What the heck is going on? Are you going to excite this thing and wreck something?
Okay, well, thanks for putting those two words together. Huh? Oh, sorry. It looks like Empel was right about my family heritage. I really am descended from superior beings to all of you. Superior beings.
You mean about maintaining the island? My guess is that this is the island's control center. I mean, that's what you guess, and I'm guessing it too. Am I, in fact, right?
Oh, maybe Tao comes from a caste of technicians who are separate from, like, the warrior caste. Like StarCraft, the only previous fictional work to feature castes of any kind. Mm-hmm. Yes, all the rituals I've been reading about are actually meant to show how to control the island. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, there's so many women on screen. It took me a minute to remember who's Lila. Everything down here is much bigger and much better shape than up above, but what's the point of all this? Is it just another way for you humans to fuck over elf people? Yeah, I can't help but wonder why they created this island in the first place. I mean, it's not very good, really. I've been to the mainland. It's kind of better. Like, if you want to grow wheat, or just tell the island, like, grow wheat? Or give us fish or whatever? Can it make me more successful with the ladies, this control device?
No, come on, that's dumb. I mean, or assume it's dumb. Hey, Tao, is that dumb?
Yeah, not as dumb as you'd expect from Lent.
Yeah, from Lent.
Just hold on. Let's see, display, next, here we go. Disable ad blocker, view more. I think this is the island status. Empel, could you look at this? I'm not sure I understand, and you're old, and you have a bow tie, so you probably know things.
Correct. This is my bow tie of status. Okay, let's take a look. So this is a map of the entire island. It's one of those magic eye things. You have to cross your eyes in just the right way.
Does the monocle make that easier or harder?
Yes. Is it only highlighting the artificial segments?
I think this represents the tidal current, but wait, that would mean the island is in the water! Dun, dun, dun!
Hey, what are you two whispering around?
Gosh, shit, Lethal, the stage directions didn't tell us. We were supposed to be whispering.
I hate when they leave that out of the script.
There is we might be in trouble. In fact, it might already be too late. I don't think I really registered that, Empel's wearing a bow tie. Now I'm like, is he going to start hosting a show where he just asks questions? And they're really, like, racist, fascist questions? But he's not. He's just asking questions, you know? They don't get canceled, so there's nothing to worry about. Why do you look so pale? What's going on? Aren't you guys getting enough vitamin D?
How to explain, since apparently I picked this up too? Well, the short version is, we fully have grasped the full picture, which is that we are unquestionably fucked. Ever so fucked.
Really? That sounds like a bad thing. Well, it can be quite nice. It's important that you set the right mood first.
Well, it is indeed. We theorize, collectively somehow, that, that's what all the whispering was. Mm-hmm. That all these problems were caused by a change in the tides, right? With monsters and all that.
Yeah, we have the unspoken language of sort of nerdy Bishonen with eyewear, so we can communicate on a different level.
Yes, just a little bit of nudge, nudge, wink, wink, if you get what I'm saying.
I would say it was like it was a secret telepathy between men, but Let clearly has even less idea what's going on than you do, Ryza.
But the reason in Asterix is the tides change because the island itself is changing position. It's shifting, or possibly it has a speedboat engine on it.
Oh, dude, maybe it's going to be like a Mana Fortress situation, because apparently I can only communicate in allusions to earlier Japanese games now.
No, it's going to raise into the sky, and it's going to be East.
It could be like the Fortress of Doom from Lufia. It could be, yeah, it's going to be sweet, whatever it is. What? The island is moving? But that impossible, isn't it? The island isn't exactly connected to the land beneath. It's floating on the lake itself. And now, the power is about to run out. The island isn't just moving, it's sinking. We probably should have led with that, actually. It's like, being vague about the direction it's moving didn't really help them, now that I think about it, Empel.
What? But we have to do something. Can we do something? Why didn't these ancient badasses make this thing blown on its own?
I don't believe a word of this. This is just like a for-profit scientist trying to get rich off of a bunch of false information. God made our planet perfect. Get the fuck out of here.
God damn it, get off of Twitter then.
I'm doing my own research. Do you know what vaccines are doing to you, the Ryza? Shut up. I don't know. I have no idea. Moving on.
It's okay, Tao. Calm down. JG is stopped. For now, we should head back to the Atelier and collect our thoughts.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've already collected our thoughts. I don't know how much these other four are going to add. I can't wait to see what's in store for us. When the island sinks and we're all doomed.
Hey, Ryza, have you heard that song from Tool?
You're talking about the one about learning to swim, right?
That's the one.
So I like that if you take like 4 steps forward, you get a new location that we wouldn't get otherwise.
The flotation reactor.
The flotation station. You know, it's weird. I mean, it kind of looks like there's... No, never mind. The map is pretty clearly indicating there's nothing to do over that way.
I'm glad we have a gravity generator or something to keep this place buoyant.
This place seems sturdy enough, but I really hope the ceiling doesn't cave in.
I don't think that's the problem we have to worry about just yet.
Honestly, Tao, like, you could be worrying about that in pretty much any building we've been in. I got myself turned around. I want to confirm that we hit all of the little way stations in here. Because I don't know if backtracking in what was clearly not the right direction for story might have given us a little something before. We did get a treasure chest for one of these places, after all. No,
the bunker's not, that big.
Yeah, I think we're just running out of... back on Kurken Island, yo. Alright, so what do they actually want from us now? Back to the Atelier for storyline, yep.
Collect our thoughts.
I remembered we were collecting our thoughts. It did seem like something we could have just done anywhere, but... I appreciate that they give you the flexibility to be like, you know what, we're not going to go to the Atelier, we're going to go to Ryza's house to save. Because then we can fuck around with other shit if we so choose. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, can we go over everything one more time? Because there's just so much to think about with the island sinking and also the island sinking.
I don't know. I guess we could put together like a SWOT analysis or maybe some kind of Gantt chart of our plans to deal with the situation.
Can you make a PowerPoint?
PowerPoint be the thing.
Simply put, Kurken Island has been floating on the lake, powered by alchemy bullshit. And the alchemy bullshit is running out.
I don't understand. Could we add a PowerPoint slide that shows like a little animated GIF or maybe a picture of like a multi-ethnic, male and females included, people in business attire smiling and looking like they're enjoying the collaborative process?
I'll give you a book of recipes and you can make that later. But now, the island is shifting little by little, hence the changing tides. And soon it will completely sink into the water forever.
But there has to be something we can do to stop it. Oh, who am I
We
kidding?
dock this.
I don't mean that. My arms are at my sides.
I believe there is. We dock this sumbitch.
Holy fucking shit. Lethal's joke aside, Empel's got a plan. I'm anxious to know what it is, but not so anxious that we can go beyond the sacred 30-minute mark. So when we come back next time, we're going to find out. He's a man, he's a plan, he's a canal. Panama. See you then, guys.